Hello YouTube! I'm Dr. Van Hoff, and today we're going to talk about what medical school is really like. I'm going to take you year by year because each year has its own challenges, so you can get a better idea of what it's like in the life as a med student. Is it the life for you? Do you really study all day, every day? No. But first, if you're new, make sure you subscribe, of course, like it, comment below if you've been to medical school. Let us know how your experience was. So, year one, you beat the odds. You defeated the trolls on Student Doctor Network who are afraid of not getting in with a 3.999 GPA and a 518 on the MCAT. Congratulations! I was told my first year of medical school is like drinking knowledge straight from a fire hydrant. You're trying to down as much as you can without drowning. This is incredibly accurate. Each medical school has a slightly different curriculum, but usually you always learn the basic sciences to begin with, like anatomy, physiology,
cell biology, histology, genetics, pathology,
microbiology, pharmacology, physiology.
And you get into systems towards the end of the year usually. But every single week, you're going to be tested on these subjects, whether it be 60, 70, 80, 90, or even 100 plus questions. Every week, you're going to have these tests. The credit hours add up to mid-high 20s, maybe 30 credit hours or so. And just to give you a little reference, full-time undergraduate is 12 hours. And so if you're doing 30 credits, you're almost doing a year and a half of schoolwork in one semester, wrapped up into a nice little pretty shiny red fire hydrant. So naturally, yes, you're studying all the time. For me, I treated it like a full-time job with overtime work, with no pay, but I studied on average 10, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week.
just one day off.
You gotta decompress.
Once the first year is over, you're going to feel like a changed person. You're going to gain so much knowledge, and studies show that an average medical student learns about 15,000 new words throughout medical school. That's basically a whole new language. I speak Korean, and I can attest to that. 정말 한국말 알아. That first summer, though, between first and second year is glorious. It is the last full summer that you're going to get basically your entire life. A lot of my classmates traveled. My wife and I, we went to Bermuda. But just keep watching and you'll see where your summers magically disappear to. So, year two, you survived the long studying hours of year one. And the biggest highlight of year two are the boards. Now, let me give you a little brief overview of what the boards are. It's split up into 3 steps or levels, whether the USMLE or COMLEX. Step 1 is taken at the end of your second year. Step 2, taken at the end of your third year. And step 3 is taken your first year of residency or during your internship. You must pass all 3 to be a doctor. But why does it consume you? Your score on step 1 is a big factor of what medical specialty and residency you can go into. Basically, what the MCAT is to get into medical school, step 1 is the same thing for residency. So yes, it's stressful. But on top of board studying, you still have your medical school classes and requirements that you need to fulfill. So you're already 10 feet under of coursework on top of this board study. But you'll take step 1, whether you like it or not, and you'll jump right in to third year. Third year is fun because finally you're out of the library, you don't have to study as much. You're doing what's called rotations or clerkships. You're finally in the hospital, you're getting hands-on learning experience, what you imagine a doctor would do in the first place. And for rotations, you usually do a block, which is a few weeks, a month, a little bit over maybe, depending on the school that you go to, in various services like OB-GYN, surgery, emergency medicine, family medicine. So yes, you are the one that is there helping or even stitching up that chainsaw laceration to the leg. Yes, you are the one that is doing CPR. Yes, you are the one that is scrubbed in surgery watching that triple bypass. Crazy long surgery, by the way. And yes, I'm so happy you finally subscribed. But this is when students really start to hone in on the medical specialty that they want to go into. They find out what field really interests them. And then, like I explained earlier, at the end of year 3, you have step 2 of your boards. At the beginning of 4th year, you start to apply for residencies. And this The residency and interview trail starts around October and goes to about January, a little into February. And this is exciting, but after you do it over and over again for a few months, it can be a little redundant. At each interview, they usually take you out to a nice dinner with the current residents of the program. This is usually just to see who you are as a person, make sure that you don't have a drinking problem, red flags. There was one applicant at one of my interviews after dinner that suggested that we all go down to the local strip club. You can see the resident's eyes enlarge and look around like, did he just say that? This is a professional setting, don't forget that though. Not the time or place. The next day is your interview with the program director and faculty. They usually give you a tour of the hospital, feed you lunch as well. But like I said before, the highlight of fourth year is match day. This is when every single medical student in the entire United States finds out where they're going to go for residency, what residency they're even going to do, and you finally get to see all your hard work starting to pay off. And maybe, just maybe, get a little glimpse of light at the end of the tunnel. So that, in a nutshell, is medical school year by year. Don't forget to subscribe, crank that like button, you know it. Thank you.